Hi there, my name is Baruch Guerrero and welcome to Playing Dice. This is my board game show where I'm going to be taking you through some of my favorite games here and there, and this video is dedicated to the overhaul that basically everything I picked up throughout the month of August. Everything I'm about to show was purchased in between August 8th through August 25th. So a little bit of a backstory, one of the local game stores had started to go under, so I just went over to go help them out with a little bit of business, and then it just started from there and it just kept going and going and going. So I'm excited to show the overhaul, but I'm also a little embarrassed. Well, I'll show you. This game, I'm also a little embarrassed that I purchased it. Trust me, I'm psychic. I really don't know anything about this. All I know is that it's like a social deduction game. I picked it up because it was like $2. Sadly, it's all crushed, but then again, this box, you have to keep the box. This box is actually, how do you say, it's a game component. You're handing this around the table, so I don't really know whose idea that was, but yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going to get a chance to play this, but I will let you know if it's good or not. The next things I picked up were the Exit games, or 3 of the Exit games. I tend to really enjoy these games. Exit is something I play with my cousin. He's 8 years old. I go out of my way to play games with him because he's young, so just getting the chance to spend time with him is great, you know. He's going to grow up and he's going to stop playing games for a while, or he'll probably never come back to it. But for right now, I got to spend as much time with him as I can, so playing the Exit games are really great for him and I to share just time with each other. Now, now the harder ones I tend to get for myself. These are great to play solo, but get the easier ones to play with a small group. At least that's my opinion on them. For more small games, I picked up Fight for Olympus. This is a fantastic game that I don't hear anybody talking about. Anytime you get a chance to speak about 2-player games, with anybody, this game is never brought up. So I had the chance to pick it up. It ran me about 25 bucks. This is worth your time if you're into 2-player games. It's very simple. You learn it by your 3rd turn. Not only have you found out how to play the game, you've already built your strategy. So this is a fantastic game. I do plan on doing a video on this game and a few of the other games you're going to be seeing me talking about. So this is great. Yeah. What else do we got here? What else? Oh, this is a game. This is a game I knew nothing about. I just saw the cover and I was like, that looks cool. I have played the original that from the late 90s. I'll explain. So this is Infiltration. So this is set. Once again, I really know nothing about this. All I know is you guys are hired to go rob somebody. But the original. Or this game is set in the Android Netrunner universe. Now, I played the original Netrunner, but I haven't played the Fantasy Flight version, although I think that it's discontinued now. So this, once again, I know nothing about, but I'm excited to give it a shot. So there's that. Yeah, what else did I pick up? Oh, yet another game I know nothing about. Drakon, or Drakon, or Drakon. Yeah, I really know nothing about this. I just know it's 2 to 4 players, 2 to 4, 2 to 6. So, yeah, I picked it up. You'll find that a lot of these games I really don't know much about, but they just looked interesting. I mean, I don't know about you, but for myself, if the artwork is interesting in a game, that to me is worth the price. I've bought games just because I like the cover. Speaking of games I like the cover of, I picked up, well, I already had the Ogre Battle Box, but what I picked up was the Ogre Miniatures Set 1. Yeah, so it's just the miniatures that would be in the base game for Ogre. Now, if you've never played Ogre, this is one of the simplest games you'll ever get the chance to play. It's a war game where you guys are moving troops or a giant cyber tank, and you guys are just killing each other. It is fantastic, and it's so simple to play. I am definitely going to be doing a video on this later, but I will say this, that if you purchase the minis, the miniature set, this works as an open table miniatures game, or you can even use the miniatures to go with the Ogre board game. either way, both are fantastic and both are definitely worth your time. Like I said, they're super easy to learn. I should also mention Steve Jackson Games, one of my favorite game companies. So I ended up picking up another one of their games. I know nothing about this. I just saw it and said, well, that's cool. I'm taking that home. Let's move that here like that. What else did I pick up? Oh, I picked up an expansion for Game of Thrones Catan. Now, I am not a fan of Catan, and I am not a fan of Game of Thrones, but I picked this up. Well, I picked up the base game because, well, amazingly, it's very easy to get a few people to the table when you say, hey, you want to play a board game? They're like, no, like, it's about Catan. Excuse me, it's about Game of Thrones. And then they go, well, I'll give that a shot. So, this is the 5th and 6th player expansion. I bought this used, but amazingly, everything's in its cellophane and the pieces aren't even punched. So, yeah, I'm excited to give that a shot. Hopefully it changes the game a little bit more. Or adds enough to it that it's got a lot more meat to it. So, what else did I pick up? Oh, these are great. I'm into RPGs. I don't get a chance to play a lot of them. But I picked these up because these look pretty cool. They're by Fantasy Flight. They're RPGs. This is the End of the World series. There's a few of them. I think there's 4. Zombies, Cthulhu, Revolt of the Machines, and what is this? Alien Invasion. So these are super simple RPG systems. I think they're just D6 systems. I haven't had a chance to play them yet, but I've heard a lot about them, and I've heard nothing but great things. So they had to go into collection. What I do know is that I think you can get like a full game in just one long session. So that's also pretty interesting. I'm excited because I never really get a chance to finish RPG campaigns. Well, the other thing I picked up for RPGs, I picked up the maps for Tomb of Annihilation. Am I ever going to get a chance to use these? I don't know. Because I know Tomb of Annihilation, which is a campaign for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, is a very difficult campaign. I believe it's considered to be one of the hardest campaigns out there. And you really need a very good dungeon master to play it, and you need a solid crew of players. Your players have to be experienced, because from my understanding, it's very, very, very difficult. So that was interesting. I don't know if I'm ever going to get a chance to play it, but I'm excited I own it, or own the maps at least. This is something I thought was fascinating. Yet another thing I know nothing about, but I picked it up. It's a book called Seven Wonders. No correlation to the card drafting game, but this is essentially 7 short stories that are games in and among themselves. That's all I really know about it. I know you're reading the book and solving little puzzles, but like I said, that's all I really know. But it sounds interesting, so it went into the collection. Oh, I picked up these little games too. I picked up Dungeon Mayhem. Now this is a fantastic game. I play this with my little cousin all the time. The same one I play the Exit games with. This is phenomenal. I didn't expect him to love this as much as he did. And I'm so happy because now whenever he comes over, he goes, let's play Mayhem. I was like, yes. So anytime you get to spend time with someone, or to see someone get excited about playing a game and just spending time with them, it's always fantastic. I also picked this little thing up too, which is Masks. So this is one of the Fantasy Flight small box games. I don't know if this is still in print, but I myself have never really been disappointed with a small box Fantasy Flight game. So I saw it and it had to go into the collection. I have about 4 of the small box Fantasy Flight games, and I love all of them. And I will be doing a video on some of the small box games that I own. I will also be doing a video on Dungeon Mayhem. I highly recommend this game, and I really want this game to be as well beloved by many other gamers. So what else did I got? Ooh, I picked up. This is one of those things I picked up on a whim. I don't know anything about it, and I was like, it's $4. It was $4 or $7, something like that. But Spirits of the Wild. I think this is a Target exclusive. I opened it up, didn't even read the rules. I just opened it up and went, well, that's going back on the shelf. So we'll see how long this stays there. I mean, I might even get rid of it soon. I really don't know. Ooh. Now this is something I know, I've heard about, and I fell in love with the idea. Now I go out of my way to play solo games, because like I said before, it's really hard to get a group of people together to play games. I mean, it's even hard just to get one person to sit down and play a game with you. But this, Proving Grounds, this is a solo experience. It's designed to be solo, and it's a full narrative from my understanding. It even comes with a book inside so you can get the backstory of the world you're playing. And so I was really excited to pick this up. I haven't played it yet, but I only popped it open and I've, popped the pieces and bagged them. But there is something that caught my eye. Down here at the bottom it says Solo Hero Series, which to me signifies that there's going to be more solo games like this. And I hope there is, because I love playing solo games. And you don't find too many solo games that aren't war games. Now, I love playing war games, I love playing strategy games, but this is like a dice rolling game, and I think it's dice allocation. Like I said, I haven't really played it yet, but I'm excited, and I'm really, really, really having a high expectation for that game. So the other things I picked up. Now, this is pretty cool. I've wanted it for a long time. Yet another game I don't know if I'm ever going to get a chance to get to the table, but I got it. I got Disc Wars and its expansions. Disc Wars is interesting. It's an open table miniatures game, but you don't have miniatures. You have cardboard pieces, and you're moving those around the board with, of course, measurement sticks, and you're kind of flipping them around, and you're rolling custom dice to do combat. So it looked interesting. I really, really have no idea if it's good. In fact, I actually know for a fact this is discontinued because Games Workshop and Fantasy Flight parted ways sometime a few years ago, I think. So that's cool. I don't even know if I'm going to keep it, truth be told. I actually might gift this away to someone who's more interested in Warhammer than I am. Yeah. Ooh, this is a game I really didn't expect to pick up, but I picked it up. Heroes of Dominaria. My gosh, I love Magic the Gathering, but this is a board game set in the Magic the Gathering universe. I'm going to be doing a video on this sometime soon, because I've read through the rules. It seems interesting. I haven't played it yet, but there's something about it that, oh, by the way, this is also the special edition. I got the pre-painted miniatures on the inside. And they're pretty cool. I don't know what they're used for, but I got them. I think you use them for a different game, or this game. I really don't know. I actually want to use the pre-painted miniatures for, what's this called? Arena of the Planeswalkers. That's what I want to use those pre-painted miniatures for. I do want to play the game, but no, as of right now, it looks very simple, very light, and I don't know if I'm personally going to be playing it very much, but, well, I own it, so we'll see what happens. The other game that I picked up, City of Remnants. I know nothing about this game aside from the fact that you are in a gang and half of your gang members are aliens, like Earth was conquered by some kind of foreign planets, and you are trying to own the slums. So you're trying to be like the biggest, baddest gang lord in the slums. You guys are building buildings and owning land and buying people. I don't really know what you're doing. It just looked cool, and you're selling and buying and trading and killing each other. So it looked great to me. The other game I picked up, Star Trek Panic. Now, I like Star Trek. I actually picked this up so my father and I could sit down and play more games together. Board games, the board gaming hobby in general has really been a bonding experience for my father and I. Now, I really didn't get a chance to grow up with my father. But a few years ago, him and I sat down and played Pandemic and The Duke, and we've just been playing that again and again and again and again. So we've really become much closer because of that. So that really added to my love of the hobby. So he loves Star Trek, I love Star Trek. Panic is a solo game. He's starting to fall in love with solo games, and Panic is also a cooperative game. So it was just something that we can share, like an experience we can share together. So really excited to play that. I read through the rules. I built all the things in there, so it looks like a good time. Now this is actually one of my favorite games in the world. Now I have it's Nexus Ops, by the way. If you're unfamiliar with it, it is dreadfully simple. I mean, very easy to get a hold of. Excuse me, get the hang of how to play. Now this copy is very hard to get a hold of. This is by Avalon Hill. I also have the Fantasy Fight version of the game. This one is sleeved and very well played. I purchased this one used, right? I didn't expect for it to be not only complete, to be unpunched and just untouched. It was fantastic. When I opened up the cellophane, I found out that that was actually the original cellophane, so it was just brand freaking new. So I'm really excited. I don't know if I'm gonna play it. I already have this copy, and this one's, like I said, very well played, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do with this. I think it's just going to sit on the shelves, being one of my favorite games. So, yeah. So this one, Stronghold game. Stronghold. This is Stronghold 2nd edition. Now I know that the 1st edition was a 2 to 4 player game, but the 4-player mode was clunky, so for the 2nd edition they just got rid of it, which is fine, because if the game shines at 2 and the focus of the game is at 2 players, might as well just make it a 2-player game. Focus on where the fun is. It's my opinion on game design right there. So I haven't played it yet, but I'm excited. I popped it open, I looked at some of the stuff. Looks cool. You know, this this one's interesting, the next game. It has gotten no love. Anytime you talk about people, anytime you bring this game up with people, immediately people say, well, it's an IP game. I don't really want to play that, which is understandable, but then again, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot and hurting yourself. The game is BioShock Infinite. Yeah, I didn't think this game was going to be fantastic either, but it is. It's 2 to 4 players. It shines at 2, or at least from what I've played, it shines at 2. Now this is not at all what you think. It is an area control game and a strategy game. You guys are purchasing units and you're going to war, owning, trying to fight for, I don't know, Colombia? Places in Colombia? And Booker and Elizabeth are AI controlled, and they're going around and it's just messing everything up for you. So this was interesting. I definitely highly recommend this game if you like strategy war games. To pick this up. It is very difficult to get a hold of at this point, but if you find it, I mean, you can find it in thrift stores. I've definitely seen it a lot there, but it's definitely worth your time. Now the last game I picked up was 100% worth my time. Now, am I ever going to get a chance to play it? No, I know, sadly, I don't think I will. But I bought it, and I'm ecstatic that I own it, and I'm saddened that I might never get it to the table. Let me show you. Thief. Move some games out of the way. Thief, France 1429. Now, if you know anything about the game, from my understanding, it is very similar to games like Diplomacy or Game of Thrones, the board game, where there's wheeling and dealing, you guys are owning nations, and now games like that are very difficult to get to the table. Now this is a 2 to 4, this is a 3 to 6 player game. I have a hard enough time getting one extra person to sit down and play games with me. It's going to be almost impossible to get 3. It's going to be, I'm never going to get 6 to the table. But I own this game now, so now I have a goal to shoot for. And honestly, like I said, I didn't ever expect to play this, let alone own it, so I'm excited. But here's the thing, the side of the box says it's over in 2+ hours. Now, Discriminating Gamer said his games last for 4 hours or over, which is exactly what I expect, because in games like this, you actually have to vote people into political positions. So yeah, I kind of expect a 4 to 5 hour experience for this. But like I said, that's probably not going to be anytime soon. And it's also by Academy Games, if any of you guys are familiar with Academy Games. I mean, they are fantastic. I own and play Freedom, the Underground Railroad by Academy Games. And I can't stop raving about that game. And same thing with this one. I can't stop raving that I own it. I haven't played it yet. I'm going to continue to say that until I play it. But yeah. So thank you for watching. Please hashtag blank dice. Why don't you show me what you've picked up or show me what you're playing? I mean, let's talk about comic books, let's talk about board games, let's talk about video games and movies, let's talk about anything, right? I'm very active on Instagram, so please shoot me a message at blank dice or just hashtag blank dice. You'll see my face there. Yeah, I'm really excited to keep this going, and I just like, I'm doing this because I love sharing the board gaming hobby with anybody and everybody who's willing to listen. So if you like the video, please share it with a friend or two, or give it a like, and I appreciate that. And most importantly, thank you for watching. Bye bye.